Hello guys, in this video we'll use the Aggr function to aggregate values according to a dimension. So in this example we have a value by city and we'll use the Aggr function to color the regions like this. So here we have a measure region and we will go from this to this because we will be coloring the cities with the same value according to the value of the measure region. Before we start, I'd like to show you the structure of the database we have here. So we are seeing the planted area of each city in Brazil by crop, okay? And the cities are grouped by microregion, mesoregion, and state. To visually show this, let's see on this chart. So we have many states in Brazil, and in this case, this one has 5 mesoregions, and this mesoregion has many cities, okay? So let me click here so that we can see it better. So the 5 mesoregions, as we can see, and this one has these cities here on the bottom. Let's now see how the Aggr function works in this case. On the left side, I have the planted area by crop and city, okay? And here on the right, I have the planted area by crop and mesoregion. Let's see what happens when I bring a KPI with the max value of planted area. I will add a measure with the max of my value, which is the planted area. As you can see, we have 590,000 because that's the highest value in this table. Just to show the same result in the Excel file, we have here the max formula, bringing the max value in this column, okay? But let's say that we want to bring the max value from this table with the mesoregion and crop. How can we do that? For that, we need to use the Aggr function, combine it with the max. So let's bring here a KPI, add a measure. And to create this virtual table, first we need to know the columns that we need. As we just saw, we need mesoregion. It's in Portuguese, but you get it. Crop and value, right? Which is the planted area. So the Aggr function will basically create this virtual table, but the first column we'll declare is the column we want to use in our visual. So we will create the Aggr function. We want to bring the value with the details of mesoregion and crop. Let me delete this. We'll aggregate the value, summing this. So now with this formula, we have a virtual table very similar to this one here in Excel. So we are summing the values with the details of crop and mesoregion. The Aggr function by itself creates a dimension. So we need to create a measure using the max formula. So let me bring the max value of this table. And it's very important to keep the first column here with the measure, the main measure that we want to bring. Hit apply. And there we go. Now we can see the max value of this table because it is detailed by mesoregion and crop. If we go back to the KPI and delete the crop column, let's now click apply. Notice that we have 11.3, and now I will go back to the table and delete the crop column as well. So see that we have here the same value because it's the maximum value of this column when it's aggregated by mesoregion. Now let's play with a map, coloring the cities with the value from their mesoregion. I just brought that table to the left, so we have the planted area by mesoregion, and we have a map here with the cities from Brazil. We know that if we color it by planted area, since I have the value of planted area by city, we'll see the map colored like that. But actually what I want is to color all the cities from this mesoregion, for example, with the same color representing this value. So let's go back and create a new measure. We'll create a virtual table with the Aggr function, summing the value column with our dimension, which is mesoregion. So this is a virtual table without the detail of city. And now to bring this as a measure, I need to sum it again. But we'll notice a different behavior than what is expected, okay? I will click apply, but I will explain what happens. Notice that we have some dark spots distributed on the map. This is happening because only one city from each mesoregion is being colored. Let me try to explain what happens using Excel. So we have master region and the sum of value, which is basically our virtual table. And when we look at the details of city, let me bring the city column. What happens is something more or less similar to this. So we have one master region, a list of cities, but only one is colored using that value, okay? It's not exactly like that, but it's similar. So in theory, we need to repeat the master region value for each city, right? Going back to our chart, in our Aggr function, we need to add the no distinct operator in here. And this will repeat the value for each city in this master region. Now if I hit apply, we'll see each city colored with the master region value. So going back to the dashboard, we can see the max value here and here. And we can select the top master regions from here, and we'll see them all together with their cities on the map. That's it for today. If you like this kind of content, subscribe to the channel and check out the other videos. See you in the next one.